Welcome to the case study number 3 for Lamesley Childcare. My team, Biz Growth Consultancy, will be handling the presentation in the following order. I will be talking about the company, the opportunities and threats. Fakrul will be talking about pastel analysis. Mitesh will continue with competitor analysis. Chami will talk about Porter's 5 forces, and at the end, Nida will continue with childcare sector challenges and recommendations. Starting with the Lamesley Childcare is a charitable company regulated by Ofsted. The policies that apply to this company relates to complaints handling, conflicts of interest, payment, risk management, safeguarding vulnerable people, voluntary management, and GDPR. In this last factor, they have an officer that can be contacted at any time for any issue related with the privacy of the information and how to handle the data for the children and their parents. The inspection occurs every year, and we have seen in the right side where there are met the inspection since 2012 until 2019. The good thing about this company is that their staff is highly qualified, greater than the required by Ofsted. The opportunities and threats, we have identified some good opportunities related with the funding the government will give to the childcare sector, and also the investment of 375 million pounds to develop technological atmosphere around the childcare. This will cover not only the digital classes, the online classes, but also to reinforce the efficiency on the processes that we will see at the end of the presentation. For threats, we have identified two mainly threats, which is the COVID-19 affecting the more than 2,000 centers to continue sustainable around the sector. This is also been noticed in the industry, in the Lamesley Center, because 3 of the branches has been closed. And also another threat relates to the skills gap, because the knowledge is key and the support on the children's learning, observation, and assessment is something that has to be handled. Now, continue with the next topic, competitors analysis. Mitesh will continue on that.
In the competitive analysis, we have the analysis from the HRIs. From the first point is we finding the 3 companies from the competitor. Is the 3 companies the Busy Beeps groups, Bright Horizon, and the little ones. Here the first point of the competitive salary, those are providing from the salary level. Then the training and developing level. To first the Busy group is to improve organization skill, personal developing, gain a qualification of their leadership and the program. Bright Horizon and the little ones don't like providing like this type of the training and the development skill. They are now the second point is the we provide benefit of the analysis up to 80% in the Busy Beeps groups, up to 80% of child cost, providing access to employee assistant to program provide retailer discount. The Bright Horizon group is providing like the benefit for the source regular childcare for the employees family, providing emergency backup care for employees. And the little ones is provided promote the opportunity every successful quarter for fantastic bonus and the financial inclusive, including commission and the winner trips. From the next level is the engage and the well-being, the busy groups and the little ones group not providing like that the facility. And the Bright Horizon group is also provide like the access for this their employability to workplace nursery to enhance engagement and the well-being. Now the recruitment and the retention from the Busy Beeps groups and the little ones is not like that the activity for only the Bright Horizon group for the women due to their critical contribution by today economics. And now the next slide to the Russell for the explain the pastel ones.
Well, we have done the pastel analysis of childcare. So in pastel, we have found different factors like political, economic, social, technological, legal, ecological for the childcare sector. So starting with political, there is an introduction of universal credit for childcare costs, then a free 30 hours childcare that is imposed by the government, and then as we know that Brexit has been taken place. So Brexit has caused to change rules and regulation in childcare. Considering the economic, so UK economy has been declined 18.3% in 2020 due to COVID-19 impact to childcare sector in the UK. And the revenue has also been declined from the year 2017, and it would be declined to -5% in the year 2022. And the childcare cost rose above inflation. For the technology, there is an implementation of artificial intelligence, IoT, and robotics help to improve the services of childcare sector. Introduction of remote education among children during COVID lockdown has been a tremendous step. For social, increased women empowerment in childcare by 11%. For legal, the minimum requirement for a high quality early years educator qualification set to earlier educator level 3. And the last one is ecological factor. Actually, every sector has been impacted. Every sector has impacted by COVID-19. So the COVID-19 pandemic stops the function of the facility for more than 1.5 years. So childcare sector has faced a lot of problem for this sector as well due to COVID-19. Now my colleague will take over.
Thank you, Russell. What is 5 forces we use to analyze the industry as well as to determine the industry's strengths and the weaknesses? The Porter's 5 forces consists with 5 forces. Those are threat of entry, threat of substitute, bargaining power of suppliers, and bargaining power of buyers, and competitive rivalry. Bargaining power of suppliers is high because suppliers are able to switch from childcare to adult care due to low switching cost. Threat of entry is high. The advanced technology and competitive prices in the existing childcare facility and the regulatory environment of the industry require staff to be properly qualified, as well as the cost of accommodation, cost of facilities, and equipment also high. Bargaining power of buyers are very low due to the low government investment. The parents and carer fees have risen 3 times faster than earning since 2008. Threat of substitute is low. To set up a childcare facility, it requires capital resources and take plenty of time. Next slide. Competitive rivalry in this sector is high because the revenue in the childcare sector has declined continuously from the year 2017 to 2022 to -5%. And when I come to talk about the industry life cycle, the childcare sector is in the maturity stage. That means this sector economic growth is low, and this sector is experiencing the threat of new entry also. Because of this stage, firms in this sector needs to acquire more market shares because the profitability of the firms in this sector is relies on the high market shares. Thank you, and my colleague will be carrying on next slides.
So talking about the key challenges faced by childcare sector UK, organizational climate and culture lacks staff involvement in decision making, and it also lacks supportive relationship with management. There is also issue in performance management, such as excessive work demands and assessment and progress tracking lack effectiveness. Compensation plan of childcare sector UK indicates ineffectiveness, hence low motivation and job satisfaction. If we look at the fourth challenge, there's also demographic imbalance because 96% of workforce is female and significant proportion of the workforce are considering retirement. Then we have the final challenge, that is recruitment and retention. So recruiting and retaining skilled workforce or sufficiently higher qualified workforce is challenging. And also the higher level of qualification courses are costly to attain. Next slide, please. So if we look at the challenges faced by Lamesley childcare is poor communication between staff and management. And also we see the absence of smart time-bound KPIs for Lamesley childcare. Yes, next slide. We also have employee review of the Lamesley childcare, and it matches up with the challenges faced by childcare sector UK. Next. So we have recommendations for Lamesley childcare. The first recommendation is organizational climate and culture. We are recommending Lamesley childcare an open and reflective culture where knowledge and experience is shared with peers and colleagues. Also, organizational transparency should be top priority in order to benefit the organization and its people, where information and work related tasks shared clearly at all levels, and the focus on communication and feedback between staff and management. Yes, and now through next slides, my colleague Anna will take you.
Thank you. For career roadmap and process efficiency, the recommendation lies into the employees' skills, especially for COVID-19. So something to improve is to add those skills into the new way of working, which is the final suggestion to have an application, a digital transformation plan, so the company can have all the improvements linked in a link where they can have online training. Also, another improvement for the process efficiency is to focus on the root cause analysis, check what is the bottleneck of the process, and be able to automate those procedures or put it into paperless so the employees can manage it better. In the next slide, you will see that to manage all the points, we will require the change management process because it's a new way of working. They need to be more into the digital phase. Now, for the final recommendations, the retention plan, it is to focus on the motivation. Next slide, you will see that the recruitment, the company has to attract young adults into the positive of the childcare sector. They also need to attract male into the workforce because the male role is very important for the child. And the Engage to Excel relates to finding the way of motivation for young people, which is are more into innovation and growth. They want to have new ways of progress very quick. So focusing on the Maslow hierarchy of needs, there is the requirement to have a survey to identify what is the way to better engage the new generation into the workforce, and that will be linked to the retention plan by providing competitive salary, taking the information also into account for compensation plan and reward system, always based on what are the pillars for their motivation. For the implementation plan, Nida will continue.
So the implementation plan for Lamesley childcare has been spread in 4 phases. The first quarter, we will be focusing on organizational climate and culture as discussed in the recommendation. In second quarter, we will be focusing on career roadmap, and in third, the focus is on process efficiency, and the final and fourth quarter is focus on retention plan. Next slide. Thank you.